Everyone, I hope you're having an amazing day. So I'm going to start a new certification series from today. That's Einstein Analytics and Discovery Consultant, right? So what we're going to do, I'm going to talk about the things you need to know and exam guide, right? That's all I'm going to talk about it today. I'm not going to deep dive into Einstein at all today because I wanted to cover the first thing first, right? So Einstein Analytics is a great certificate if you are someone who is interested into analytics platform offered by Salesforce. And if your company is doing a lot of Einstein work, then yeah, it's good to get certified. Even if you're not looking to get certified, it's good to know if your company deals with Einstein, right? Then it's good to know about the nitty-gritty stuff of Einstein. So I have covered about the basic Einstein in other course. So where I talked about machine learning algorithms, and I talked about how to get started with the basic stuff with Einstein, right? So this course will go way deeper than that, right? We're going to talk about a lot of different options. We're going to cover in-depth topic because in certification you need to know a lot of stuff, right? So and I'm gonna use a trailhead as a way to teach you guys because I don't want to use slides because I believe in doing hands-on, right? Because and so should you, because it's very important that you guys do hands-on before you go and attempt any certificate, right? Not only with Salesforce, if you're doing anything else, right, like Azure or AWS or whatever, you need to do have hands-on experience, right? Cool. Okay, so the first thing first, let's look at exam guide to see what we are after. Okay, so I'll put a link to this exam guide in the description below, right, for your information. So I'm in the trailhead, right? So you can go to exam guide from here, and it just takes a while to load. Excuse me. Okay, so you need to know following things before you jump into Einstein certification, right? So as you can see, right, Einstein certificate will test your knowledge, right, on different functionalities. Like you need to know about the dataset management, permission and security implementation, advanced SQL query, which is the Salesforce Analytics query language, right? And then you need to have hands-on experience with JSON, right? It is not a programming course. You don't need to know how to, you don't have to use APIs. You don't have to know how to code in Apex. You don't have to use Lightning component, right? So this course is not about that, right? So it's all about the functionality which you can use using Einstein, right? If you are someone who is from a data science background, this course will help you a lot. That being said, I'm not going to talk about machine learning. I've talked about it in other lectures covering Einstein. If you're interested, you can check that out, right? Okay, so you need to know about front end, back end, and middleware, right? When you're dealing with Einstein, right? The front end, these are the things you need to know. You need to know how to select the right charts. You need to build the SQL power lenses, right? You need to know about the data set. You need to know how to improve the dashboard performance, embed page in dashboard, convert dashboard layouts for mobile. That basic stuff, but yet very powerful, right? Then you need to know about the middleware, right? So you need to know how to manage app permission, how to encrypt the data set, and how to manage integration, right? Those kind of stuffs, right? And you need to know a bit about Einstein APIs as well. APIs in the sense, not the code level, but just to understand the functionality, about APIs, that's all, right? And the backend, you need to know about, how to create a recipe, how to implement, data set, that kind of stuff, right? And how to do an application and I'm going to also show you how to connect Einstein to AWS as well, right? So It's going to get very exciting and very interesting at the same time, right? So stay tuned, and I'll try to make it very simple, right? And Einstein is a very interesting course. It's a pathway for you to get into analytics. If you're someone who's thinking about getting into artificial intelligence, I just had to break out to you. It's not a Python course. You're not going to use any coding language here, right? It's a platform offered by Salesforce, right? Yet very powerful. You can do a lot of analytics behind the scene using Einstein, right? And it's a powerful platform, right? And it's very useful if you're someone who's working with Einstein for a year or more, then the certificate will help you. But if you're someone who's starting out fresh, who never used Einstein, then I'm afraid that this certification is not for you yet, because you need to have at least 6 months of hands-on experience before you go and apply for Einstein certification, right? So I hate to make out to you this. I have to be upfront and direct, because I don't want it to have a false expectation that, oh, okay, I can study for like 2 weeks and I can pass Einstein. No, it's not going to happen, right? It's no point, even if you pass the certification, because you need to have hands-on experience and at least 6 months of experience. Although Salesforce says you need to have a year experience, but I think that if you are someone who's working with Einstein for over 6 months and with enough training, you're good to go, right? Okay, so that's about the course content, right? So we're gonna talk about other stuff, housekeeping stuffs around examination, right? So as usual, like every Salesforce certificate, it's 60 multiple choice questions and plus 5 extra, right? So 90 minutes to complete the test. And the passing score, it's 68%, right? It's not 65, it's not 63, it's 68%. So the bar is a bit higher here, right? And you pay 200 USD for it. If you pass the test, if you fail, you can retake it by paying $100, right? So you got 2 options. You can go to the test center to take the test, or you can take online, right? So it's up to you, wherever you are, whichever country you're from, right? So if you're someone who's not comfortable, where the test centers are very far from the place where you live, then you can take online, right? So on the online topic, right? So I believe the Salesforce made it quite easier, because you don't have to use external webcam due to COVID, right? Most of the centers are closed, like at least in New Zealand, right? It's not closed, right? You can go to a test center to take the test, or you can take online. It's personal choice, right? Okay, so that's about the exam point of view, right? The things about examination, right? 60 percentage you need to score at least to pass this certification. And the money and as far as the amount is concerned, is 200 USD, right? Excuse me. So we're gonna use the trail mix to learn, right? So as I said, right, I don't want it to reinvent the wheel. The trailhead is a great way to learn stuff, right? So I'm gonna talk about all this stuff, right? I'm gonna do hands-on. That's the whole purpose of this course. I'm not going to fiddle with anything else, right? I might add some bonus lecture at the end of this course, but we will talk about this the later stage, right? So just to give you a glimpse, right? The first thing we're going to talk about, Einstein analytics basics, right? So you need to know about the basic structure about Einstein, the things behind the scene, kind of stuff, right? Then we talk about the dashboard navigation, then administration basics, right? The dashboard building basics, right? All this kind of stuffs we're gonna cover, right? And I try to make it as simple as I can, right? So yeah, so the next step is you need to register for an org. It's very important, right? Every certification, no matter Einstein or App Builder or Platform Dev 1 or whatever, right? You need to practice, right? Practice, right? So you got to go to developer.salesforce.com/promotions/orgs/analytics -de, right? I'll put the link in the description below. So you go here and fill your information here and sign me up, right? And you will get an email, right, where you have to, log in and change your password, right? And you're good to go. Fantastic, right? So that's all you have to do, right? Nothing fancy, nothing complicated here. I mean, if you have been a Salesforce user, you know how to register for an org, right? It's as simple as that, right? Cool. So this is a very short video. So just to give you a heads up, right? This is what I'm going to do, right? From next day, probably tomorrow or day after tomorrow, I'm going to start with Einstein Analytics Basics. So let you get started, right? I hope you're excited, right? And like I said, it's a free course. I'm not going to charge you any single penny out of it. But that being said, right, I'm going to start an architecture course, and that won't be free, right? Because you need to understand, right? I mean, it takes time for me to create the course content, right? And so I think that's justified, right? Architecture courses are a little bit in depth, so I won't make those courses free. But that being said, this course is entirely free, right? You don't have to pay even a single penny, right? Cool. So if you like my channel, please subscribe. I hope that you like my channel. So that's the way I hope you can support me by subscribing to it and putting a like if you're interested, right? So that being said, greetings and adios from New Zealand. Take care. Bye-bye.